It's me, Lisa Marie. This is the first video of the new year 2026. Happy New Year! I apologize for not doing videos every day, but I welcomed in the new year very, very sick. Uh, it, it, it took 2.5 weeks, really 3, before I could talk without having to cough in the middle of doing anything. So I really didn't want y'all to suffer through that while I was reading. Um, so I'm doing videos now. And you can see I'm in my truck. I'm at the office. This is a work in the office day. But we are going to continue reading in our book, The Bariatric Code by Dr. Stephen Reyes. And let me press go on the timer. We're in chapter 10, which is titled Support People, and we've gone through a couple of sub chapters, expectations, being safe, and we're now at the subtitle, The Nature of Support. Here we go. How one feels supported can vary depending on the individual. There are many ways in which people feel supported. Your loved one may sense it from your words, your actions, and sometimes just your presence. Sometimes just being there is sufficient. Just as there are various ways one feels loved or feels that they matter, how someone feels supported is unique to the individual. I'm hoping that at this point in your relationship with your weight loss surgery patient, you have a pretty good idea of what makes them feel that they matter and are valued. When you have insight into this, it will serve you well in supporting your loved one post-surgery. And if you haven't had surgery, post doing any type of weight loss. And if you're familiar with the concept of love languages, figuring out your loved one's support languages may be a bit easier for you. We're hoping to assist you in taking the guesswork out of what support looks like. I would rather you know than guess your way so that you can maximize your efforts. One's support system can impact someone's weight loss surgery journey in many positive ways. The support people who are equipped, educated, and empowered to play a positive role in the life of someone who has undergone weight loss surgery are the true gems along the bariatric journey. Amen. I believe most people want to be supportive, even if they don't necessarily understand the surgery itself or the lifestyle that follows. We are hoping to bridge that gap of understanding so that the person who has had surgery feels supported, more understood, and less alone than what they would be otherwise. We hope the support people feel more useful and adequate in their role of support. Like so many facets of life, confidence is key. Over the years, I've had support people tell me they feel helpless because they simply don't understand the lifestyle and protocol the patient is starting to adopt as their own. And they're not sure what the expectations of their loved one are. Unfortunately, the newness of the bariatric lifestyle can leave people in a state of bewilderment, as it's a learn-as-you-go process, right? By developing a shared understanding along the way, it is hoped that patient relationships with friends and family will be strong enough to weather the storms of confusion that can come about with the change. The fact that you're reading this will help you contribute to a culture of empathy and understanding. I believe more we're able to empathize, the more patient we are when it comes to clarifying these misunderstandings. Without empathy, it is much too easy to be judgmental towards anyone. There is one public misconception that I'd like to clear up and put to rest. That is the notion that weight loss surgery is the easy way out, right? Typically, this remark is made from naivety because the commenter is unaware of the multifactorial disease of obesity. There are many contributors. It is nature, it is nurture, it is genetic, it is behavioral, it is psychological and physiological. There are things one can do to contribute to developing obesity, and there are things that one can do to counter the factors like can't do to counter the factors like genetics and culturally modeled behaviors. Eating behaviors tend to be the most challenging to change due to the culture in which you live remaining the same. In interviewing thousands of people who have struggled with weight loss and health, I have found that changing behaviors you've practiced your entire life is definitely not the easy way out. I'm going to start that again and continue reading because he says it black and white. I don't have to do a whole lot of comments on that. But the most challenging to change due to the culture in which you live remaining the same. In interviewing thousands of people who have struggled with weight and health, I have found that changing behaviors you've practiced your entire life is definitely not the easy way out. Remaining in those behaviors is. Ouch. Spouses, friends, and family can also go through a time of adjusting as they're not expecting the same thing as what the patient is after surgery. Adjusting to rapid weight loss is a much different experience for the people in the life of the patient. Getting support people like yourself engaged as much as they're willing and is contributing factor to long-term success. Involving and including significant others in every step of the process from the beginning is an ideal approach. Sometimes spouses and support people of the patient ask the best questions because they're coming from a different perspective than what the patient is, right? Once they are the recipients of good information, they can now be a source of reinforcement for the patient as they start living their self-care lifestyle. This is an important part of the system for the patient to be living in. Amen. I've always enjoyed having family members attend the pre-surgery educational classes. Their curiosity and investment in their loved one's journey exemplifies how much they care for them. Their involvement empowers them and tends to alleviate any anxiety or fear they may have regarding the surgery itself, right? Good information does just that. It makes change less scary and way more manageable. It always grounds us in reality, where speculation just feeds the fear of the unknown. And then he has another one of these little square things here with different information. So realities, for support people to remember. And the people who have had the surgery to remember for those support people. I think it's important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So first, weight loss surgery patients typically lose weight at the fastest pace within the first year after having surgery. Protein, hydration, vitamins, and physical activity are foundational for long-term success. Amen. 3. Support within and without the weight loss surgery community is a major factor in long-term success. Yep. 4. Your loved one having support with the weight loss surgery community doesn't diminish your role. It helps. 5. Labs should be done annually to make sure that the patient is absorbing essential vitamins and minerals. Yep. And lastly, skipping meals has been shown to be the most common contributor to weight regain after surgery. Ouch. That's the end of that subtopic. The next one is allied forces. So I'll pick that up tomorrow. I totally agree, 1,000,000 gazillion %. that if you're a support person, or if you're a weight loss surgery patient and you have a support person, these would be the videos to have them look at and watch, because anything that they can, anything that the support person can do to be educated in the surgery, in the behaviors, in the requirements, makes it so much easier for the patient to be able to continue through and have that lifelong, long-term success in being healthy, being active. And like he said, hydration, uh, protein, hydration, vitamins, and physical activity. That's the foundation of being successful. And you as a support person can be in that along with other support people within the weight loss surgery community. Time is up. There you have it. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day.